In Google Analytics, you might have come across the term non-direct in lots of different ways. This is nothing new for GA4, it's actually something that was in the previous iterations of Google Analytics and exists in other analytics tools such as Adobe Analytics 2. The concept of non-direct attribution is the process where it removes the value for direct if it appears in the user journey. So when it attributes value to our marketing channel or the marketing mix, the only way direct gets any value is if it's the only marketing channel used by the user. Now, this is actually where you'll notice this thing happening in the advertising reports within Google Analytics 4. You'll see that whatever attribution model you use, Google Analytics 4 will always have the same value associated to direct. And that's because wherever direct exists alongside other marketing channels, it's going to remove the value for direct. Now, this is, like I said before, nothing new for Google Analytics, or at least in the industry, but let's just take a quick look at what direct actually is defined as. So the first thing is that direct is defined as the absence of a marketing campaign. And what that means is anything that you're running, so any paid media, organic or social activity you're running that isn't having the UTMs applied to those links, potentially can be classed as direct. So if you're using UTMs, it'll of course be categorized based on those UTMs, and Google tries to do a really good job of attributing value, understanding the campaigns wherever possible as well. So for example, organic search, you can't control those URLs. Google does an automatic job of recognizing them as organic search and puts them into that category. But if you're running some email campaigns, or you're posting to social media or running paid ads through, let's say, Facebook ads, and you're not putting UTMs on those links, there is a chance that that will be categorized as direct. Now, that's not ideal because direct, we think of it as a navigational channel, someone coming directly to your website or using a bookmark to come back to your website. But actually now direct can cover more than just that. It can actually be untagged marketing campaigns too. Another way to think about direct is that it can also be from offline advertising, something that Google Analytics does a really bad job of tracking. And so if you run, let's say, a TV ad and you say, go to this website, here's the URL in that TV ad, you might see an uplift in direct traffic because users see the TV ad, they go directly to that website using the URL provided in that advert, and that's classed as direct. And so there's an issue there as well, where direct can now incorporate offline activity as well. So the process of removing all value for direct, I suppose that you can argue one way or the other whether it's useful or not useful. My theory is that the reason Google has done this, and other platforms do this, is because as marketers, you can't invest more in direct. You can invest more in every single other marketing channel. You can invest more, whether it's money, time, people, effort, in email marketing, organic, paid, social, affiliates. All of these things can be invested, improved, optimized. You can't do that for direct. You can't spend money or people or invest people into increasing direct traffic. And so the way that Google accounts for that is it reduces value to the things that we can't improve or that we can't invest in, and attributes value back to all of those other channels that you can improve or can invest in. Now, the downside of that is, of course, we are reducing value for things like offline marketing, and maybe some other channels that are getting classed as direct accidentally. The first thing to do is make sure you're using UTMs wherever possible, so to mitigate that problem. But the whole problem of not being able to attribute offline marketing is still going to be a problem. It's still a big thing within Google Analytics. It's only doing digital marketing attribution here. So there are ways around that. I'll link off to a blog that we've written around how you can think about measuring offline marketing activity in a variety of different ways and some of the pros and cons with each method. There's also the way of using your own methodology. So as you can export all of your Google Analytics 4 data to BigQuery, you can do your own attribution modeling over there, and you can account for direct however you want to. You can even integrate your offline data sources in there, so you can start integrating your offline touch points and attributing across those as well. Now, there's a big skill gap from doing a standard report in Google Analytics 4 to building your own integrated data warehouse and attribution across that. But it is possible. The tools exist for you to be able to do that. So in short, this whole concept of non-direct attribution is prevalent across all attribution models in Google Analytics, across all iterations of Google Analytics before Google Analytics 4 as well, and across other similar tools like Adobe Analytics. But it does come with its pros and cons. I understand personally where they're coming from in terms you can't invest in direct. and you can invest in those other channels. But there is the bad side of that, which is that you are under attributing or under reporting the value of things like offline marketing, word of mouth, or maybe if you attend an event, and all of these things are going to get tracked as direct, most likely. So I hope that's useful. I hope that's interesting. Maybe you've seen the term non-direct appear all over the place before in Universal Analytics and GA4 and you wondered what it was. Hopefully that does a good job of explaining what it is and maybe some thoughts and ideas around, some of the pros and cons of what it is and what I think about it. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed watching and I'll catch you in the next one.